hard for me to stretch out my arms, legs, and fingers. The other type I have is a fetoid, which is uncontrolled movements. So when I go to push a button, my hand will jerk in different directions and it will take me several attempts sometimes to hit my target. So that can make using an alternative and augmentative communication device physically hard. Have you ever played charades with someone who is really bad at guessing the answer? That's really frustrating, right? That is what it is like for AAC users. The frustration we AAC users experience from an early age is unexplainable. We struggle to figure out how to make others understand us so that we can make our wants and needs heard. Now imagine if you had to type every word that you wanted to say, but you had to wear boxing gloves while you typed. I'm guessing not many of you would last through your first sentence before you'd want to throw your device on the ground. Well, this is what it is like for AAC users. We try so hard to hit our target, and by no fault of our own, we spasm and miss the mark and hit the wrong button. This is beyond exhausting and frustrating for us AAC users. Not only does the AAC user get frustrated, so do the people we are communicating with. One thing my parents and I learned early on was that when I was allowed to communicate using different models at the same time, my message was understood faster, which made me less frustrated. I had teachers, paras, and therapists that only wanted me using my device. So my parents had it written into my IEP that I was to be allowed to communicate in whatever mode was suitable for me in my environment. We need to give our clients freedom to speak however they feel will get their message out in the least frustrating way. For example, let's say the class is going to do a lesson while sitting in a circle on the floor. Nothing makes you feel more secluded than being forced to stay in your wheelchair because you can't operate your AAC device any other way. So take the child out of their wheelchair. Support them however is needed on the floor and use a board or another mode for them to communicate, whatever it takes to make them part of the class circle. It might be more work for the para. So what? That's their job. I had teachers that didn't want me in their classroom because I was too distracting. I don't understand it. Did you become a teacher to only teach the perfect students? We need to help those close-minded educators see what the AAC user is capable of doing. I also had great teachers that would allow me to raise my hand to volunteer to read or answer questions. Those teachers told my parents they saw big changes in the other students. The kid that couldn't read very good and never volunteered in class started volunteering to read. The kid that never raised their hand to answer questions because they were afraid they'd be wrong or look dumb started raising their hands. The other students saw a girl willing to read and answer questions but couldn't talk, and she didn't let it stop her. So not only is the AAC user benefiting from verbally being part of the class is also benefiting. It is important to teach the AAC user that their thoughts and ideas are just as important as the next person's. We need to show them how important they are to society. When I was in school, I was the only one that was mainstreamed at the time. I didn't see anyone like me all day long. It is important to find connections for the AAC user to other AAC users. It's important so they know they are not alone. It's important so they can communicate with someone in the same way and grow their social skills. In my sessions with my clients, I just talk to them about anything that they want. Listen to music. If the song is happy, sad, or mad, then we talk about what makes us happy, sad, or mad. Usually when my clients talk about what they get sad or mad about, it's about not having people think that they are not smart or when people don't wait for them to type. Then we discuss about what we can do to advocate for ourselves in these situations. This makes them feel like they aren't alone. I was mainstreamed and I realized not all kiddos are mainstreamed or have high cognition. But I do believe the issues I talk about relate to all. I experienced a boy that was not given a device or a picture board or any type of communication. I could see the frustration in his eyes and he acted out. My mom took a hold of his hand and she shook it and said how good it was to see him. She then talked to him about having to watch his siblings play sports. She asked him if he gets bored like Lydia does. He laughed and held onto my mom's hand. I know he had things to say, but even his family didn't think he was cognitive enough to communicate. So my main message is, no one knows what is in someone's brain or heart. So give them a chance and you will be surprised. I think it's very important to help the AAC user know that by learning many different ways to communicate will make communicating less frustrating for the end. As parents, teachers, and speech therapists, we have to keep an open mind and be willing to try different models of communication with our clients. Maybe ask your client questions to see what their thoughts are about their communication. For example, you could say, hey Bobby, if you wanted an ice cream cone, how would you tell me that? See what they come up with. It gets them involved in developing their own communication. I continued to working on my articulation because I got sick of using my communication device and it helped me with my language development. Even though I had a device, I always still used other forms of communication as well. For example, I used my paper communication board. For people that know me well, like my family, my school aide, some teachers and friends, I will talk and spell out words with my hands. I tried sign language when I was 3 years old. Due to my cerebral palsy, I couldn't do the traditional signs. So I developed my own that I could physically do, and my family and my personal aide learned to understand them. For the clients who are not motivated to use their communication device or working on creating sentences, I have created a Guess Who game that we can play on a computer. It allows my clients not to think about using their device because they want to play with someone who is speaking like them. I feel so strongly about having another peer come joining the speech session because it doesn't seem like therapy. I had speech therapy at school from the school therapist. My school therapist would come into my classroom and have little group sessions with me and my friends, so I could work on social communication skills with my peers. I like this type of therapy the best. Therapy is the only time that AAC users feel liberated to have conversations because during the school day, AAC users don't have that one-on-one where they can take their time and talk. AAC users need to have that time to be heard because just imagine how it would feel to not be able to have a conversation with someone all day. If therapists are assertive and demanding them to do things, then AAC users can't release the stress of not being heard. I hear a lot that some therapists are assertive and demanding kids to do activities that they don't want to do, and it's not accomplishing anything because the kids are not really learning anything. Kids are smart and they know what they want to achieve. This is a reason why our clients need to choose their own goals. I can hear my educators now in my IEP meetings list off their goals for my communication in elementary school and middle school, and it was annoying. The reality was they had no idea what it was like to type the answer on my device and have another student say what I typed, then moved on. Or have a question beforehand, try to type the answer and try to listen to the class. It was like juggling 10 things at once. It was exhausting. The truth is, educators and parents don't understand what it's like to use an AAC device. I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad. I felt like I was the only one who knew what it was like to prepare what to say, do classwork, and save my energy for the rest of the day. This might be how other AAC users feel. Also, this is why we need to collaborate with our clients about their communication goals. Maybe Sally wants to have her friend join to have a conversation. Right there, she is using her device, answering questions, and engaging with her peer. Choosing what we want to do is a human right. It should not be different for AAC users. It's very crucial to recognize that AAC users might not use their communication device like the way that we think they should use it. I had a consultation with a speech language pathologist. I got asked if she needed to work with her client to use the pre-made buttons with words on them more because the client uses the keyboard more. Before this, I met with her client. Truthfully, I didn't notice that he was using the keyboard instead of the buttons, so initially my answer was no. Yes, the pre-made buttons with words are faster to say what you want to, but sometimes they are not practical. I have to admit that I sometimes type words that I know they are in lamp words for life because, as weird as it sounds, my body knows how to hit the keys. Also, when I use the buttons with words, there's a 70% chance that I will hit the wrong button, then go back and try again. No matter how long or what method they are talking, they're communicating, and that is what matters. Moving on to collaborating with our clients in the therapy setting, we need to collaborate with our clients in their IEP meeting. And we need to realize that AAC users can hear everything that is going on. Individualized education planned meetings were my favorite things to go to. Not. Honestly, I got angry when we were in them because I heard everything, every snarky comment, and the rude questions. I almost wanted to scream. It boggles me that people in general and even educators don't understand that AAC users can hear and understand everything. Maybe AAC users don't look like they are listening to their teacher list off poor math grades, or whisper to the other teacher, "Wanna bet she can do that?" AAC users hear everything that you say. Then why should we have to hear something that nobody should be saying to anyone? As educators, we need to start asking questions about how we can do better or what they think of the year is going. If we ask the mom and dad for their opinion, then their point of view might be different from how everything is working for the AAC user. My parents wanted me at my IEP meetings because they knew they didn't know what was going on throughout my day. Additionally, we have to realize that their communication device is their voice. As you may caught on by now, I was and still am a rebel, which might have drove my educators crazy because I would find a way to switch my vocabulary, program or delete buttons, and change the settings on my device. I can hear one of my educators, not my speech therapist, tell me to stop deleting my phrases and changing the settings, and said that I was ruining my device. Did that make me quit and obey her rules? Nope. So my parents requested in my IEP meeting that I be in charge of my device, decide what is to be deleted off my device, and be allowed to be trained to program my device myself. From that point on, I was in charge of what was put on my device. I hear educators and caregivers get annoyed because they have to fix what the AAC user did, and I tell them that it's absolutely necessary to have them play with their device, which leads them being independent. They will know where everything or fix a problem without being stuck and waiting for someone to fix it. It's absolutely amazing to see my clients switch their voice to have an Australian accent because they think it is hilarious and they have control of their voice because it is their voice. Furthermore, AAC users should be the final decision makers of selecting their device and their device itself. Not going to lie, my team learned early on that I was the lead decision maker for which AAC device I was getting, and I was pretty clear of what I didn't like or what I thought. This might have been wanting them to pull their hair out because I'd tell them the access method they chose wouldn't work or the new system that they picked wasn't a good fit for me. The reality was, Only I was going to be using the device day in and day out. This is why we as educators need to listen to AAC users and let them choose the device because they know what their body can or can't do, and it's their voice. The AAC user needs to have the final say on what access method they use. I had educators that really wanted to use a head mouse to run my device. I knew it wasn't going to work because my head control was not good, but I had to try to show them that it would not work. We need to trust that AAC users know what they can or can't do. AAC users need to know what they can do on their own and what they need help to self-advocate for themselves. If we make them just try because we are certain it will work, then we are saying that they don't know what they can or can't do. I have a lot of people that tell me that I need a mount for my iPad. I always tell them, no thank you. I have the Velcro strap that connects on each side of my wheelchair, and it goes through my iPad case. This is what my parents and I created. I can transfer myself to my wheelchair and out. A mount would limit my ability to do that, and I like to be independent as much as I can. I know that I drove my educators and drive my friends who are therapists crazy because I keep telling them no. But sometimes I wish people could see my view. I think other AAC users feel this way too because a lot of times we get told what equipment that we need, and it might help us for one thing, but it's not always practical for everything. People with disabilities know their body better than anyone, so why not ask them about what they need first? Also, it's okay if our clients don't use their communication device at home. This might be surprising for some people, but I never used my AAC device at home, so my parents didn't model for me. Honestly, I looked forward to going home, putting my device in my case, and use my verbal speech. Almost all of the time, I get sick of my device that I needed a break, so I could play with my brother on the floor, color, and play without my device being in my way. Also, this let me find a way to talk to my parents and family in another way with my verbal speech that it released the frustration of having people walk away or having to type everything out. I know that most people will disagree with me, but it is fine to not model on your child's device. It's okay if your child wants to communicate with you in different ways. Honestly, I feel more connected with people when I speak verbally rather than having to look down to type. Give your kids a break, then it might encourage them to use their device with other people because they will know that they can take a break at home. Also, we as educators need to show them everything, not just our favorite systems or what we think they will be successful at. Honestly, they might come up with ideas that you would never come up with that makes it work and easier. We need to advocate for what our clients need to try their ideas and not only advocate for the parents or we think might work. Then it shows our clients that they have a say and we are listening to them. If clients can decide what they want to do in therapy and their IEP meetings, they will have the autonomy skills to take charge of their education and communication. Our end goal is to have our clients be in their IEP meetings telling us what is working and what is not working. In our clients' school day, they are being told what to do all day. Truthfully, we don't know what they are going through. They are trying to keep up with class. They want to do what their peers are doing. They might feel trapped inside of their body. They need to be in charge of their life. Because just imagine having other people say what you are going to do on a daily basis, and they have no idea what it's like. You probably would go crazy. My parents taught me if I want to be independent in this world, I would have to advocate for myself. So I did what I had to in order to let people know what I was saying. This leads me to a story when I was in kindergarten. My aide that was supposed to help me with my physical needs just didn't get the fact that I had a brain and I liked to use it. Some days, as you all know, you can only take so much. To get her attention and make her listen to me, I kicked her. Well, to make the long story short, kindergarten was the first trip to the principal's office. Lucky for me, the principal appreciated my strength in self-advocacy, and he ended up apologizing to me for my aide's ignorance. This is a huge reason why we shouldn't get mad at our clients when they refuse to do an activity or tell us no because they are sticking up for themselves. If we punish them for saying what they want, then they will associate with their words aren't meaningful. Self-advocacy doesn't go away as they get older. It increases as older as they get. I know this because I self-advocate in college to allow me to have extra time for my exams and so much more. And even now I have to advocate for asking my apartment manager to allow me to have equipment in order to be able to transfer myself and more. By teaching our clients that they can tell us what they think or tell us they don't want to increase their self-esteem, as they will realize that their voice matters. I would love to answer your questions. Just comment your questions and I'll answer them. Thank you for coming to my session.
Okay, let me see if I saw a lot of just positive comments in here. I will see if anybody has any questions. Um, but right now, it's just a lot of thanks for reminders, simple everyday suggestions, and they love you sharing your experiences. So maybe we'll wait a few minutes if anybody has some questions that you might want to ask Lydia. We have thank you. Your presentation was fabulous. I loved hearing a lot of what you were saying, a lot of things that we know, but just need to make sure that we're helping the students and clients that we work with self-advocate, be as independent as possible. Someone said, so grateful for your wisdom. I love it. Anything else?
And let our me know who you are, like are you a speech therapist or a teacher than or a and let me know who you are, like are you a speech therapist or a teacher or a parent?
That's a great. Let me see what we have. And we do have a couple of questions as well. So we have an SLP. SLP. Someone is asking. So lots of SLPs. How is your stylus coming along? What is that? What you're using? Someone was asking. Beth.
Yes. Right. Now we are R E M A remaking it to be able to be M A N U F R Q manufactured and it is taking more tonight are time than we E X P expected L dot expected but I hope through in and the three year month months it will be out Yes, right now we are remaking it to be able to be manufactured, and it is taking more time than we expected. But I hope in the 3 months it will be out.
Oh, thank you for that answer, because there was a bunch of questions about updates on your pen or your stylus. And Brian connected in the comments your Facebook page, because people were commenting that they wanted to find out more information about you and how to follow you. And so he put a link in there for the Facebook, and then your Click Speak Connect website. So I think that will be great. We also have some AT and OT people here. Let's see, what are your thoughts on communication partner coaching? And what do you think we should be focusing on when working with families who are new to AAC systems? There has been a huge emphasis on this during the pandemic, and now I wonder if I'm taking it too far. So that was an SLP, Shelley, asking that question, if you want to answer.
Well, HON, honestly, I don't have much, and much experience with COA coaching, CO communication, PAR partner, partners, but I do a lot, with, my, kid, kids, on, A, D, V, O, C, A, T, advocating, for, telling, they had, there, C, communication, P, Z, R, T, partners, that, they need, to wait, and, and I also learned at a young age. Well, honestly, I don't have much experience with coaching communication partners, but I do a lot with my kids on advocating for telling their communication partners that they need to wait. And I also learned at a young age that I didn't like people reading over my shoulder and answering me before I even got my question typed out. So before you read a person's screen, ask them. Some people like it and some do not. I do not.
Those are great reminders. I like that kind of just asking what each individual's preference is on what they're okay with, what they like, what's helpful, and kind of self advocacy. Those are great. Thank you for answering. I think we still have a little bit more time. There's another question. It says, also as an SLP who does not use AAC herself, what are SLPs getting wrong about AAC in your experience? Is there a big thing that we could do better? That's also from Shelley. Good questions.
That's a awesome. That's an awesome question. Well, I can't. E M P. Emphasize. It. Enough. But. AAC. AAC. Y. You. Users. Users. N. Need. To. H. Have. E. A. R. L. Early. O. I. N. T. E. R. V. E. Interventions. Because. I can't. Tell. You. How? Many. Speech therapist. Speech therapists. Who? Tell. Me. That. There. C. L. Client. R. G. Getting. A. S. A. A. C. AAC. And they. Is. Are. Like. Through. In. Middle. School. Or. Older. To. E. Dollar. R. Older. Dot. Older. I. Have. AAC L client. Who was nine and got her first communication device. And she's one, two, 12 in now. And she's talking. Got talking. There. Just imagine not being able to say hi. Last or love you was for year years. Well, I can't emphasize it enough, but AAC users need to have early interventions because I can't tell you how many speech therapists who tell me that their clients are getting an AAC and they are like in middle school or older. I have a client who is 9 and got her first communication device, and she's 12 now and she's talking. Just imagine not being able to say hi or I love you on for years.
Yep, I agree with that. That is very hard to see sometimes when you get called for an assessment and you're wondering what they they did all those years before. Thank you for sharing that. And Shelley, Shelley's your biggest hero. She said that she'd also like you to thank you for being her mentor and encouraging anyone who's watching that might be an AAC, AT, whatever professional you are to seek out your services. You are brilliant and really fun to talk to. We just have 3 minutes left. There was a question. I don't know if we'll have time to kind of answer it, but it was up from Melissa, who just said, what suggestions, and this might kind of tie into what you're saying, kind of the early intervention piece, but suggestions to give parents who want to help their children be more independent but aren't sure where to start. So if you have in just a couple of minutes, something that you might want to say about that, and then we'll wrap up our session. Thank you so much for everything that you're sharing with us. I love it.
I would. Tell. Parent. Parents. To get. They. There. Child. A. M. E. Me. N. C. Middle. Mentor. Because they will. See the other personnel. Person. Do. Things. And they might be. E. N. C. Encouraged. Percent. Encouraged by the to. M. E. N. T. O. R. Mentor. O. R. Or. J. O. And. Join. A. 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 C. AAC. S 7. U. Support. Group. I would tell parents to get their child a mentor because they will see the other person do things and they might be encouraged by the mentor or join AAC support group.
Great recommendations. I love that. Thank you so much, Lydia, for sharing your presentation, all of the thought evoking questions and aspects to kind of keep in our minds. I know we went over just a few minutes. Thank you all who've been watching with us. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Please follow Lydia and continue doing great. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, I think I can end.